Hey, did you know that TGSTS is on YouTube and Instagram? We'd love to hear your episode suggestions or just chat with you about life. So find us at hashtag TGSTS and follow, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you. Cheers.
Shoot, wait, whatever. This is content. Content. Oh my goodness. Now we shy. We don't have anything to say.
Right? I forgot what I was talking about.
Reason season, the first podcast.
Oh yeah, it was so crazy. I was listening to it earlier and was like, wow, I sounded so sure of myself.
Didn't we sound different? Yeah, like we knew what we were talking about.
Talking about like we knew
we were organized. Yeah. We should talk about that. That's a topic in itself. Like, right? Who is you? Like, who did I think I was?
I was thinking I was the Jan Van Zandt. What the hell?
Not a Yanla. Fix my life. Yanla fix my life. Yeah,
you really have to heal from the childhood trauma in order to
and look at us now.
Back up on my bullshit.
It's cyclical. Is it cyclical? I feel like it's got to be cyclical.
Gotta be.
It comes in waves, maybe, or something, depending on triggers and stuff in your life. So,
gotta be.
Yeah. So I bet even the people, Brene Brown or like, what's her face? I forgot the other one. I bet they go through it too. They just don't do it publicly on a podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
So they can maintain some sense of guru-ishness.
But I don't know.
I feel Gabby Bernstein. That's her name.
Oh, I'm not familiar. Who's that?
Oh, really? She does like meditations, and she's kind of the same, like, heal and love yourself and all that. I had to stop listening to her because I was like, this is getting cheesy. There's a fine line between like being being whatever and just being cheesy. Like nobody's buying it.
Right. At one point, like I'll be following them and riding the wave, and then one little thing will get on my nerves, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Or like they full of shit. Yeah, you realize, like, they full of shit.
Finally
they just trying to get coins. They just trying to get coins.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
We have a guest today, Mo.
Yes.
Hi, y'all.
What do we have?
My sister from another mister.
Hey. You got a lot of those.
Right?
Abraxas.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, how are you? How are y'all?
How y'all doing?
We okay. Trying to deal with this ugly weather up here in Texas.
Oh, what's that mean?
Well, it's raining and icky right now, but it's been like, I don't know, it got down to like 15 degrees for the last couple weeks, and that's like the whole city basically wants to shut down at that level.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's what we live in up here.
I know, right?
15 degrees. Don't come up here. So, Mo, who's Abraxas?
Abraxas is my best friend, my sister friend.
She's my best friend.
How long have we been friends now?
We have been friends for, gosh, I don't even know.
25 years.
Almost 25 years. Yeah, this year, this will be the 25th anniversary.
Yep.
Oh, you guys should do something. You guys always doing fun stuff. You guys should do something to celebrate.
We talked about going to Greece for our 25th, but I think we're going to do that for my birthday next year.
Ooh. What are Greek men like? What they look like?
You Jesse Stamos? I mean, John Stamos. I mean,
Jesse Stamos.
Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse.
Okay.
Uncle Jesse.
Okay.
I used to mix up John Stamos and James Amos.
Ew, no.
And I'd be like, ooh, James Amos. Like, what? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we said this episode was going to kind of reach back to one of our earlier episodes where Mo and I talked about relationships and a reason, season, or a lifetime. So people could come into your life for a reason, a season, or stay for a lifetime. I guess we don't really know the lifetime people till, it's all said and done or whatever. But so, yeah. So what are we talking about with that?
So yeah, at that time, like mending friendships, how do you mend friendships, and like what is friendship, and the sisterhood, because I know when we recorded that, I was not Abraxas and I were not on speaking terms, so we were not friends, and as far as I knew, we were not going to be friends ever again.
Damn.
Everybody else.
Damn, talking about my sister from another mister, 25 years, and y'all ain't talking.
We took about a 2-year break.
2 years.
Yeah.
How was that? For someone who's been your friend since like your whole like growing up pretty much.
Half
like,
my life.
Yeah.
It was like going through the hardest breakup I've ever gone through. Like it was ridiculous. Like it was like ridiculous. And of course, iPhone be throwing all of my memories up at me, right? Like all the like all the pictures and stuff, like they put those compilations together. So I'd be like having like a good day, and then like this like compilation of our trips and stuff would come out. I was like,
oh my god.
Because I thought we'd never be friends again as well. I mean, I thought that it had run its course. And the funny thing about most of Monique's friends, she told everybody that we weren't friends anymore, and they were like, y'all be friends again. Like,
that's what I said. I was like, please.
Yeah. And it's so weird the way we ended up back in each other's lives. I was real sick and in the hospital, and one of her friends saw a Facebook post I posted, and she contacted her, was like, Abraxas is sick. And Monique called the hospital because I was having issues with doctors and whatnot. And she called flipping out, and I found out about it. And that's how we wound up talking again. And it was just, it was hard at first, kind of like, stilted with us communicating. And then like after about, I don't know, probably about a month, we were just like back to where we were.
Oh,
I felt. What did you think, Moon?
I mean, I don't even remember, to be honest. It just felt like we started talking again, and then shortly after you were in Philly. And
yeah, I was there like not even 2 months after we started talking again, right? Because I was sick. I was sick around my birthday, and I was in Philly like around February.
Dang, y'all move fast.
Yeah, she was like, you should come for a visit. I was like, all right, plane ticket bought.
Well, you guys travel a lot, so let's put that like you guys travel a lot together. You travel a lot, so I mean, you'll hop a plane.
So, in an instant, yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad y'all are back together.
Me too.
Yeah,
I remember the night that me and her fell out. I called you, or I texted you, and I was like, you need to check on Mo, because I didn't. I mean, I had my sister there and whatnot, but I didn't know. I was like, you need to check on her because our friendship just ended, and and I was glad that I had you to be able to text and be like, this is what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Then I reached out. Mo was livid.
This is outrageous.
No, I think it was a time. And see, this is why I think it's important to have these conversations, because we talk about it in the terms of like romantic relationships, but I think the most intimate relationships women have, we had like a TikTok that we shared, is with other women. Like we show up for each other. We reveal ourselves to each other in a way that we don't with romantic relationships, and we support each other. We go through stuff. And I think that we understand each other on another level. And I think that through life, just like we talk about in relationships, we change. We go through things. We go through awakenings and discoveries, and we're finding ourselves. Even, we talk about midlife a lot. We're finding ourselves again and again and again. And I think what probably, I mean, I wasn't there in the room and what y'all were talking about, but I feel like it was a time where I know for Mo, you were rediscovering a new part of yourself. We were coming out of COVID. We had a talk when we were all in Denver for your birthday about awakenings and learning more about ourselves. And so I think I saw from the outside a big change in Mo going through these discoveries and rediscovering and all that type of stuff. So I think that sometimes those seasons are just as you rediscover yourself, and then you guys found each other again. Because you guys are meant to be sisters.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we used to always joke about how, we'll probably end up, whenever we're like old living together with all these cats, me and her.
Yeah. I don't know. That's cool though. to know that things aren't always permanent. Like nothing is always permanent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. And I've had an awakening with my other friends that I've had since, high school. I've known them 35 years that we've been best friends, and I've had to grow and they've had to grow as well. And if you're not on the same kind of like trajectory, you know what I'm saying, in like growth, then it can be very, offsetting. I had a friend in Georgia who, I didn't see growing, and me and her would fight a lot because she was just like spinning her wheels. And I'm like, you're not growing, and I was concerned that she would be there forever, like stuck, and then I would be in this different area and that we wouldn't be, in the same
not compatible or whatever anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, and she did, and she had to grow too, and she did. And me and her took a break probably about a year or so. And sometimes I think sometimes that has to happen because you have to yourself, you have to grow and realize like self-reliance.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's a good one too.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's a good one too. And I talked about that in that initial one, like having that self-reliance, and because that's also a tax on the other person too. If you don't really have that self-reliance, I know I would call Abraxas every day, and pretty much she was like an advisor. I was like, okay, like I said in that episode, how I asked my aunt how I felt, I was asking someone else how I felt. So it was really that self-sufficiency was definitely needed and gained over the break as well.
So was that a codependent relationship? You think you guys had a codependent relationship
for sure
prior to your breakup? Yeah. Do you still feel that way, or how do you feel coming back together and reconnecting? I mean,
it feels like a healthy. So far it feels like a healthy friendship. We communicate
much more healthy.
Yeah.
Even at the point where like some night, like I remember this one time I was like really upset one day, and Mo just couldn't deal with it. Like she wanted to be there for me, but she was just like, I'm not in a place right now to help you with your stuff. And so she flat said, I cannot do this right now. And I appreciated that. I'm like, okay, call me when we can talk, even though I was like crying and upset. And if she's not in a healthy place, to help me be healthy. I mean, your friends should be there for you to help you be healthy. But if they themselves are not having a good day, then you need to have that kind of communication with one another to go, I cannot deal with your shit right now. Sorry, your stuff right now when I can't even deal with my own stuff,
I love that. I think that's something that I've just learned maybe with this podcast and like talking to Mo and stuff. And I know that we have a group text with Anna's son. And so whenever we share our life's things that are going on or anything that's happening, like I've never felt before in my life free to say, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with this right now. I'm sorry. And we do that without judgment, without feeling like, oh, you're being a shitty friend or whatever. No, it's, we all have things going on in our lives. And if we can't deal, we can't deal. And I think that or even just the understanding that I received from Mo, there was a period where she's like, you're not looking at my text, or you're not opening my stuff. And I was like, girl, I literally cannot. Like, I see it, but I've got this, and this going on. And then we kind of got at it for a little bit, but we came to a place of understanding, that it wasn't personal. It was just, just that I think that's what friends do. And I think that that's something beautiful. And I think that comes with experience and age and wisdom, and knowing people, because I feel like had we all been 20 and all the shit that we've been through gone down, like we'd be like, fuck that bitch. This, we would be like, there would be no salvaging a relationship. And I do feel like a lot of my friendships that ended in those 20s, that was a reason, because they're not coming back for seasons. Like it's just done because it wasn't done properly, or there was damage or whatever. So that's one thing I appreciate about my age. Calming the hell down and
and to be able to voice your growth, you know what I'm saying, and be like, my biggest thing I think in my growth is being able to go, like when a friend of mine tells me or critiques my personality or says I might be this way or that way, I can really take it and be like, you know what, you're right, let me work on that, or let me, and I know that it's coming from a good place. I had a friend recently who we've been friends as long as me and Monique have, and our friendship just kind of ended because she would offer me these critiques of my personality that I know I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't coming from a good place. And I'm like, no, I know that's not me at all.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, yeah, I mean, I think that friendship had to end because I felt like I was being used, you know what I'm saying? And like, you can, even after 25 years, sometimes, and we live in the same apartment complex.
Oh, shoot.
So, but sometimes it's, I mean, we're still friendly, but I'm just like, but I'm not, I'm not in the same place I was with her, and that's okay. Like I didn't feel at all, but with me and Monique, when me and her stopped talking, I was just like devastated. Like no fans ever made me feel like this. Not even my family.
No man has ever made me
like seriously. I was just like, man, no wonder people think we're gay.
Oh my gosh.
I was just
well, like, you were Mo's date to my wedding.
Right. Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, seriously.
She was the whole reason I could get
I'm her plus one.
But y'all are family though. I mean, like we're talking
family.
Stuff,
but you guys both her parents' funerals. Yeah. I mean, I've been to like, in the family car, I mean, and so it was, I think on Mo's end, like she says, more of a self-reliance that she had to develop. And like that one day where she was like, I can't deal with your emotional stuff. I've got, I can't, it's going through. And I was very proud of her for doing that. I wasn't upset, the next day.
I don't even remember this.
I know. Yeah. The next little stuff like this, like big flags to me,
Yeah.
I mean, I was very upset that day. Like, I mean, very emotionally upset, but I was like crying walking down the street. But I was like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
But I was like, girl, I ain't got no time for this.
But I appreciated that. But I appreciated it so much. And the next day we talked and you were like, I'm sorry. I was like, there's no need to apologize. There's no need to apologize. You have to handle your your self-reliant healthiness as well. Yeah.
That's a trust too. I feel like that's a show of trust. Like I can trust that you will be here for me when I need you to, and that when you're not fully capable of it, you're not going to half-ass this friendship. You're not going to half-ass this relationship. You're going to tell me I can't do this right now. I will be able to, but not right now. She was just
like, I can't focus on the stuff going through your head right now.
I got my own.
And I was like, okay. But I appreciated it so much. And just that little thing right there showed me like, I mean, just was like, I mean, me and Mo have talked a lot about, how, she learned to be self-reliant, whatnot. But that right there, I was like, okay, like that really showed me, put up or shut up.
Yeah, we talked about boundaries on the podcast, and that was something I wasn't even familiar with. Like I said, I thought that friendship was like having no boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries.
And the first 20 years of our friendship, well, no, probably the first 10 years of our friendship, anytime me and her squabbled, she would be like, oh, that's it, we're done. Friendship's over. I'd be like, girl, chill out. And I'm like, you don't have a sister. You don't know what it's like to be like, because we've lived together off and on, over the past 25 years. And when we would live together, we would hang out together, we would see each other. I was like, this is too much closeness.
Yeah.
Too much.
You needed a break. Oh,
needed a break. We had a break.
It. Yeah. I don't think it was a blow up. Yeah, because I was in New York. Was that the time?
Yeah.
I really don't even remember that time in my life.
Yeah.
Like good. It was a weird. Yeah. There's a lot. I'm glad I don't.
Looking back, I'm like, gosh, I was just gonna throw away such a good friend like that. Like in my mind, it wasn't even like that. It was like I was being thrown away,
Oh, and it wasn't even
abandonment issues.
Yeah. But that was a whole nother. I think also the reason I was in New York was for a dude, and I think that would never happen now. And I feel like, I don't know. And that was my codependent. Like I needed to show up for him and do all this stuff, whatever. And I think also I remember the situation. I literally had no way of getting anywhere and didn't know where the hell I was. I was like trapped in his parents' apartment. I don't know what the hell was going on. That's a whole nother story. But I think that's part of the growth, as you age. Because I feel like, 20-something-year-old me did that. I traveled across the country and didn't see my closest friend. You know what I mean? But now there's no way in hell. Like if I was anywhere in the vicinity, if I was anywhere in them states by Philly, New Jersey, whatever, we'd find a way. And I think I've surrounded myself with people who would facilitate that. Like, of course, my husband would be like, yeah, we have to see Mo. We're here.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Boston, I saw you and your husband.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did little tours and got a little ice cream. Oh, that was cute. I
Yeah.
remember.
So, see, people's alignment.
And I think that shows the importance of surrounding yourself with people who have similar values and who can support you in the relationships that you deem important. So I think that's important. Yeah. So, I mean, stuff like that. Facts. Y'all matching with the animal prints. Do you have animal prints on though?
Yeah.
She's over here with her. Okay. I'm a snow leopard. I'll say I'm a snow leopard today. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Friendships.
Well, what about you, Em? I know, your friendship through Mo, but I don't know anything really about like your other friendships and whatnot. You know what I mean?
I don't have any.
Lies.
No, but I feel like my friendships have changed a lot, and this is sometimes we bring this perspective to the podcast, but I think because I'm married and I have kids now, and a lot of my friends are married with kids, it's you still care for each other, and if something happened, you show up for each other, but you're not in the day-to-day or even month-to-month or sometimes year-to-year life of these people. You just kind of reach out every so often, and it's kind of sad because there are friendships that I still hold very close to my heart, and I know I don't know. I don't know that I have the energy to make the effort for some of them. So maybe they were seasons or reasons or something. But it's just hard, when they've got someone's got 4 kids and someone over here got 2 kids. They're married, they're in different places. I'm literally physically not near any of my friends. Yeah. And so that's difficult. And I don't have the freedom to just fly wherever. Because I'm kind of tethered here with little people. So I don't know. I mean, but I feel like if any of them needed anything, like I'll buy your daughter's Girl Scout cookies, if that's how I can support her, even though she doesn't know who I am anymore. Exactly. Stuff like that. Like, you're running a race, you're fundraising for something, or, it's your, I don't know. I saw one time I saw a setup at the Dollar Tree, and it was like pirates for kids, pirate coloring books and whatever. And I knew one of my friend's kids loves pirates. So I just got a whole bunch of stuff and sent it in the mail or whatever. Like I can't physically be present all the time, but I try to show that I am thinking of them, but it's hard. So
yeah, I remember growing up, I had tons of friends or whatnot, and I'm like you. I have 3 people I consider my best friends, Mo, Nay, and Michelle, and and 2 of them I went to high school with, or junior high and high school with, and they had kids, and I was the one that didn't have kids, and they did, and my traveling was always they would always, especially Michelle, she'd always get really upset because I travel and wouldn't come visit her, and I'm like, well, but that's like going home, and I like going home, but I mean, go home or go to Italy. I mean, which would you do?
Yeah, right.
Given
that makes
option,
sense. Right.
So, but this year for my birthday, I was like, where should I go for my birthday? And I thought about going to see Mo, but I went and I saw my friend Renee, who's still in Georgia, and her grandkids and my goddaughter and all that good stuff. And they were so excited that I came, and, and my goddaughter was like, I want you to come every Thanksgiving and visit. And I'm like, I'll try.
That's a lot.
Well, and Thanksgiving is my drama holiday. Something bad always happens. Last Thanksgiving, I was semi-celebrating. My car got stolen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this Thanksgiving, I got let go from my job and got COVID.
Yeah, no more Thanksgivings. Let's just do that holiday.
Thanksgiving, but she says that I need to come.
It's a booty holiday anyways. I don't even start.
Exactly. And but she likes the whole big family and the cooking and all that good stuff, and and I've missed so much of her children growing up, who are my great goddaughters, and I've brought them to see me in Texas, the only time they've ever traveled outside of the state, and so we see each other probably every 1 to 2 years, and it's the same. It's I don't have an everyday connection with them, but when I do see them, it's no time has passed.
Picking up. Yes. Yeah, you pick up where you left off. I love that. Yeah.
And then also you can connect, it's it may seem like low effort, but Instagram stories, that's a
Yeah.
way to keep in touch with people. People post pictures of their children or milestones in life. It's a good way to just
Yeah.
tap in, and then they do the same, asking about the cats, it's cute. So it's a way to
Like,
be.
my friends from the South just discovered Facebook, okay?
Oh no.
I know, and tagging you in all kind of weird stuff 75 times.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're quite ready for the Instagram.
But yeah, that's helped me a lot, as Instagram stories, just to keep in touch with people with busy lives and things. They just post a little snippet of their lives, and I can comment and they comment on my stuff. And we kind of keep in touch through there. So we're not doing anything together, but we still have each other's thoughts.
And that is true. And like it'll go like days where I won't talk to you or whatnot, but then all of a sudden you'll send me like a Instagram reel or whatever, like about best friends. I'll be like, oh, like little stuff like that. I'll be like, oh.
That's kind of the love language. And I think it's, for me, I like gifts, and it's not about the gift. It's about, oh, you were thinking of me in that moment. Right. So it could be as simple as like a candy bar or something. So it's almost like that too. When maybe that's the love language that I've been sharing with friends, but I'll share a reel, or I'll share, a post because, hey, I thought you would like it, and I thought of you when just like I saw Mo posted something and I was like, oh man, I was getting ready to share it with Mo, and it was like, oh, Mo posted it. Mo was the one that posted it. So that makes sense. But just, when you see something and it reminds you of somebody, that's a good way to let them know, hey, you crossed my mind, or this was funny and I thought you'd appreciate it. Yeah. I never thought of it that
sometimes
way.
it's one that's just like an inside joke where it's to a memory or something,
Yeah, like me and Mo have that. Well, I don't know. Em knows about the. Do you ever send Em a text about it's a pizza moment? No, because she wasn't there, right? No, that's an inside thing. Like that's a not call 911 if either one of us said I'm having a pizza moment.
Call 911.
Yeah, it's an inside drop. Whatever you're doing, 911, call me immediately.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So it's a little stuff like that. But I think that just the best thing that I've learned with my friendships though is that you got to get to a point where you can talk about your own faults and not be defensive about it. Like honestly, I want to grow and be a healthy person, and have healthy friendships. And I have three friends that I consider my best friends. Everybody else, acquaintances. And I just don't have time for them in my life most times, with my mom and all that kind of stuff. And, but that it is, I agree with you. I mean, it's kind of sad because it's like women should be supporting women, and, you should be, and when I see like all these, and I used to try to do those like meetup events, but they're so fake. And like there are people wanting to, saying, oh, let's be friends. But
I hate the fake.
I hate that. It's like you want my number and all this stuff, and then you don't even follow up. Like,
I hate the fake. My thing though is I'm a very guarded person when it comes to like physical affection, like hugs and things like that. Like if you're getting hugged up when I see you, it's because I care about you and we have a history. I hate the assumed familiarity, the people who you just met and then they want to hug up on. Don't touch me.
Me too.
I don't like that. Too. Like it's almost space. Needy or something. I don't know. Or it makes me feel like is something wrong with, and this is maybe my shit, but is something wrong with me that I have not connected with you to feel this is a comfortable exchange. Like maybe because I wonder about that. I wonder. But it's just it's weird to me. And I think that's a piece that bothers me in the sense that I'm not very good at social interaction. And I think it's because I don't fake that. I'm not going to hug you. I'm like, love you, bye. I don't know you. Like, and I'm not going to pretend to.
You know I remember the first time I ever told Mo I love you.
People get close like that. Well, I love both of y'all. So
I love you too.
I care about both of y'all. We need to say that.
But I've known you almost as long as I've known Mo. I've known you since Boston at least, right?
Yeah, or even before you came out to live with her in LA.
Oh yeah.
That's when we met. Yeah, that's when Mo and I had met.
Yeah, and I can remember there was this. I remember even then, like I don't know why, and I've always like I've told this to my other friends, my sister, whatnot. I not really put up is not the right expression, but like I would feel that I would never deal with anybody else. Like, and I don't know why. It's just like something from the get-go. I was just like, I knew in my heart of hearts, like that we were gonna be friends like forever. I mean, like there's this one girl when I was out in LA would tell her, like would try to like was telling her stuff like that that she should be concerned that I'd come out there and maybe I was a user. And I'm like,
yeah,
what? Bitch? Yeah, and I'm like,
that wasn't me, was it? I didn't say that.
No.
I'm like, I know I didn't say that. Did I?
It was a stanky chick, and I'm like, what? And then I'd meet her other friends, and they were like, you're completely different around this girl than we've ever seen you around anybody, because we had that realness, like screwing with each other, and like, you know, just the way we talk to each other and things like that, and like
no decorum needed, you know.
No decorum, no home training, no decorum,
no home training. But like I remember whenever I first got out to LA, and like Mo would leave me like little notes, and I'd be like, Mo, we're living together. Why are you leaving me a note? You can talk to me. It's okay to have a verbal exchange.
Yeah. You talked about that in an earlier podcast, but like you would leave a little something about dishes or whatever. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And like, oh my God, don't even get me started on
now I need to be leaving myself notes.
I know. Girl, clean up after yourself. Love yourself.
No, and there'd be no. And let me just clarify. There'd be one dish in the sink, okay? It wouldn't like I was leaving a ton of dishes. All right, it'd be like one dish, I was late to work or whatever, and she'd be like, could you clean? I'd be like, really?
That's hard. I think when you live by yourself too, you're used to everything. When you come home from work, it's just your mess. It's however you left it. And then to come back and find things, that was a big adjustment for me, living with somebody who was like, I didn't make this mess. Why is this mess here? Like, you know what I mean?
And I still felt comfortable enough to invite my sister and my boys out to also stay at her apartment. Like, I mean, that's the kind of friends where I'm like, oh, my sister and my nephews are coming to visit. And Mo was like, okay.
Mo sitting there like,
I know.
Where'd you go? Because you weren't there. You went somewhere.
Probably Texas. Who knows?
Yeah. So she left, and my sister and my nephews came and stayed for like a week. So, you know, I mean,
that's trust, and
it is very trusting. Yeah. Like that's like, I don't know if that was like, because, and when I went to LA, she was like, you should move out here and give LA a try. 2 weeks later, I was living in LA. Like I had no problem packing my, So, I mean, and that was the first time I'd ever moved out of state. I mean, I'm legally blind. Moving out of state is really hard for me, going someplace new I've never been because of my vision, you know? And that's one thing that I learned from that I'm okay with now because of being friends with Mo. Like I will go to a new area. Like I'm not as scared. Experience new things, moving up to Boston, all that kind of stuff was because I knew Mo was there, and that was always a good support. But now to this point, I've thought about like moving to Colorado by myself. I would have never thought of that because I'm legally blind, you know? Yeah. And, you know, that's one thing I learned from Mo is just, you know, not to be scared and just to, you know, try new things.
Yeah. Yodo.
Yodo.
Yeah. I'll forever be thankful. And I mean, and her parents loved me. I don't know why. Her mama called me Brisket to the day she passed.
Brisket. Oh.
And I would answer, and Mo would always be like, why don't you correct her? I'm like, your mama is a 5-foot Black woman from Louisiana. She could call me Mud, and I'd say, yes,
Brisket. I love that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I never corrected her. And so now
you got my mom some Jerry curl juice.
I had to go get her mom some Jerry curl when her mom was in the hospital and Mo was in Cali, and her mom got brought to Austin. And this was before FaceTime, okay?
Yeah.
Before video calling. This is like early 2000s.
This is singular
Walgreens looking for Jerry curl in the attic aisle.
She's talking about.
They were probably looking at you crazy.
Girl, they were some really crazy looks.
I hope you didn't say Jerry curl juice.
I was like, "Where's the Jerry curl?" I didn't know at the time. Like
I think you messaged me or something. I was like, curl activator, curl.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
The Jerry curl juice.
Nightgown as a panties. Went to the big hospital. I think that's probably when our friendship solidified in Mo's mind. Probably.
That's family.
Yeah, that was a family act.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know what that
I'm there. What do you need? Yeah, acts of service. Yeah.
And that was before Uber and stuff, really. So I'm all taking buses and stuff to the hospital, and
Yeah, I wasn't used to that. And then people like, if somebody did do it, they would be like,
he
trying
was
to
always expecting something.
Yeah,
like,
what if he needs back? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the first like act of kindness or whatever.
Oh,
Not first, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. Yeah, but and as good as our break was, I hope we never go through that again.
No, we're too old for that.
Yeah, no, we too, yeah, yeah. And just even both, I think both of us to be able to go, hey, this is not the time to be messing with me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stop, pause. I think that's
that, but just wouldn't listen.
Huh?
We used to say that, but just wouldn't listen. Keep going.
Yeah, so I'm like,
boundaries.
No, really. I used to tell them all the time, if you just give me 5 minutes, if you just literally just give me 5 minutes, stop talking to me 5 minutes, I'll be fine. So I remember, okay, I don't know if you're aware, but because I'm an albino and I'm allergic to the sun, sometimes the sun, I know you're aware of that, but sometimes the sun, like it will change my, like it'll cause a chemical imbalance. Right?
I did not know you were albino. Are you
She's
for
not
real?
a black albino, y'all.
Yeah, I'm an albino. And you know what the first question I get from people who find out I'm an albino? Monique, what is it?
I just said it.
Are you black?
Oh, I didn't hear it. Yeah, am I black?
Yeah, I said you're not
like,
a black
and? No.
Yeah, right? That's the first question I get from. It doesn't matter if it's a black person, a white person. Are you black?
Yeah, we're the only black people here, man.
Yeah, even another insider. Yeah, no, but okay. So because I'm an albino, when I get fully in the sun, I can control it mostly now, but it will cause a chemical reaction or chemical imbalance sometimes and get my emotions all whack, right? Mm-hmm. So the first day we were in Costa Rica, it was, when did we go? Like March or April. So it was cold as hell in Boston. And then we go to a tropical area and I'm in the sun. And that first day I became a psycho heifer. Like, I mean, Monique was just like, hey, Bryce, I was like, screw you. And Monique was just calm as cool as she could be. She was like, okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow when you're back to normal. And it was the first time she'd ever like not reacted to me being psycho, because she knew why I was being like that. Like, she knew it was from being in the sun. And the next day I was just fine. Next day I was just, absolutely fine. And I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, whatevs, let's go on about our trip.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah, that's getting to know you always get
going
to
through
know
some
people,
things.
because that was deep into, that was like 16 years into our friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. By that, yeah. I mean, I know she knew, but still,
moving slow, y'all.
Like, she didn't take it personally. And I was just like, I figured, I was scared she would, and she didn't. And the next day I was fine, like just like nothing. And so I'm the only friend really that she talks to on the phone. Took about 15 years into our friendship for that as well, because I don't see very well. So I don't like to text a lot and whatnot, because it's getting harder and harder to see. And so she'll spend hours on the phone with me sometimes. And I'll be like, dang.
And she don't like to talk on the phone.
She don't like to talk on the phone.
I'll be asleep.
And I'll just be rambling on the phone, and she'll just be letting me. I'll be like, are you asleep?
I love that.
Sometimes I'll be like, wait a minute, I missed it. Can you? But it's just like,
sometimes.
But communication is key. And I think back in the day, I didn't know, like even starting off, like we were talking about the notes, just not really knowing how to communicate with people and having almost a fear of getting in trouble. Like, not my parents, like, why am I thinking of this? Like, it's okay to have uncomfortable conversations, and it takes time and under context, understanding your friends, like what triggers them, what triggers you, and how to show up as a supportive friend versus like a frenemy or anything like that.
Fair weather friends too.
Yeah.
Only want to be there for like the good times, but not have those like, those being like you say, scared of confrontation or whatever, and it doesn't have to be a confrontation. Like if it's coming from a good place or whatever, and you're just like working out, I mean, I grew up with a sister who's only 4 years older than me, and we shared a bedroom. And Mo, you mentioned this recently when we were talking. A lot of people who've grown up with a sibling, and shared rooms, they have a different social like awareness, and I mean, so that is a good thing, that I learned early on. And I mean, Mo didn't have that, or the sibling that she did have was what, 20 years older than you?
Yeah, so I never really experienced, I was basically an only child.
Only
Yeah.
child.
And I was pretty sheltered, didn't really do, like I did some activities, but I was very by the book and would go home, so really wasn't interacting with, and didn't never feel comfortable around people. And so that was, yeah, I never felt comfortable around people. So it's like, if I feel comfortable around you, because I still don't, so consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, well, I consider myself very, very lucky then.
You're like, man, I'm too lucky now. Take it back, take it back.
But
But yeah,
I like hanging out with both you and because I can see you treat her the same way. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay. Like when we were in Colorado, I think she snapped at you about something, and you were like, "Girl, I don't know why you're snapping at me." And I was like, oh my God, she does that to you too.
when I was snapping.
But it's not like you snap it. It's just it's the tone of her voice, right?
Yeah, you just change it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's like I used to be concerned because no matter where we traveled, I really always thought me and Mo were a couple. And I'm like, and I don't really care that. I cared that it looked like I was your bitch. And I'd be like, I mean,
like, yeah. The look on your face right now, Mo, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, no, like I'm just thinking back and I'm like, a lot of my communication problems, and I don't know because of COVID and everything, I'm not really around people. So maybe I'm in my comfort zone, or I am in my comfort zone, not being around people, which is a struggle, especially when you're trying to date and stuff like that, but you don't really want to because it's so comfortable at home. But communication, like usually in those times, I can't even feel it coming. It's like my body expresses something before I'm able to articulate the words. So what?
yeah.
I was just thinking of this time we were talking and something must have set you off, and then you just like you like barked.
I wish I could.
And you let it out, and then you just went, but that's fine. And then you just went on to your, like it was like a burst, and then like just like an outburst, and then just like
don't accept that, people.
No, but I mean, you don't take it personally because it's just you just have to get something out, get it out.
Yeah.
And let's
it's so weird to hear.
What I mean?
It's so weird to hear you, Mo, say that that you're so uncomfortable around people because you're the most social person I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like going out and doing stuff and like you'll go out and do stuff by yourself, and you'll go out and do a lot of those meetup groups and things.
I've given up.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't working for you, and but you've met some really cool people by doing that.
You know a lot of people.
But yeah, communication is key. And I think that I struggled with like articulating things, or especially like uncomfortable conversations. And then sometimes you don't have like Abraxas was saying, sometimes it's just you get tired of being around somebody. It's not that you hate the person. It's just like a little irritation. Just need a break. It's nothing to do with them, but it's something you're associating with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no matter how close you are with somebody, everybody needs that break, every now and then. Like, I'll go days and weeks without speaking to anybody because I'm like, I just need silence.
Yeah.
I know. I used to be bad. If somebody would do that, it'd be like 911.
Yeah, I mean, now she's like every now and then she'll be like, "You okay? Everything good? How's your mama?"
Yeah. Still want to check in, signs of life,
Yeah. I honestly think that mine and Monique's relationship is one of the healthiest relationships that I do have now, because we're speaking so plainly to one another now, you know what I mean? And openly and discussing stuff and communicating, basically, period. And I mean, without that, there's no such thing as a healthy relationship if you're not communicating.
Yeah, it's so crazy how easy it is not to communicate.
It's safe.
So easy.
It's safe.
Or to say a million words but say nothing at the same time.
Is anybody watching Married at First Sight?
I don't watch that crap.
I wish I was, but I just can't. I can't get it together.
Gosh. There's this couple and this guy, he just won't engage. He won't talk to this wife, he won't do anything, but he still wants to work on it, but he won't work on anything. And then when they go to therapy, he gets defensive and he says it's a private matter. And she asks him what is wrong, like what's keeping him from committing to the relationship or being engaged.
Who asked him, the therapist or the wife?
The wife. What's preventing him from being engaged and like being present? And he just sat there and looked at her. It's so frustrating. You just want to take him, like, why are you here?
How old are they?
In their 20s, I think. Their late 20s or
there you go.
early 30s.
That's sad.
Right?
I really don't think
that
nobody should be married in their 20s. I feel like there's
yeah,
20s,
that's the
20s
first
are trash. 20s are
you
straight
think
up
that
trash.
they would have noticed that lack of communication though when
they dated.
Well, no, when because they have to go through the like a review process for the show, right?
Yeah.
You think the people who put the show together would have noticed that.
They don't do
or
that
they
stuff
or they
anymore.
pair people together thinking that one will be able to help,
Bring
because
the
they
other one
try to
out.
pair you with what one person can bring to your life. And I mean, who knows what traumas that person may have, or maybe the inability to be vulnerable and open up. I mean, he may really want to be there. He just doesn't know how to be there, you know, which is kind of what you learn over time, I feel like. And when you're in your 20s, you don't know that. I mean, I don't know. These new young people, I don't know. They're yeah, I feel like they're on their game with that. They're going to therapy, they're doing all the stuff.
So. Too much.
Yeah. But I mean, they're more aware than we were.
Yeah,
but
way more aware.
But too much as well, though, I think, like everything is. Huh?
Because we opened the door for them to be peaceful, to do this.
Gen X, man. We set them up.
The struggle.
Well, this was fun.
Any final thoughts?
Thank y'all for inviting me on. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good to Thank you for coming.
Yes. And I'm glad you guys made up and all that. So
me too. Shoot. Hey, when am I coming to Philly, Nikki?
Come through anytime. I have no future plans.
my lease is up at the end of February, so I want to know where to live. I'm putting up my stuff in like storage and come visit for like a month.
Philly.
Nah, Philly got squatters' rights, girl. You know,
you ain't coming to get this house.
Shoot.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, you funny.
All right.
Love y'all.
Well,
I love you guys. Take care.
Love you too, sweetie.
Bye.
Take care. Thank y'all so much for inviting me on. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.